Hey, this is Slick Whatever here, and I just need to tell you, thanks for 43 subs. Remember, 100 subs by the 20th, and I'll sing a song and upload to YouTube. You guys get to pick the song, and it can be any song. I don't care. So yeah, let's get this video started. Alright, so this is part 6 to What If Deku is Betrayed and Experimented on. This is gonna be a longer part because because of what I said last time, how I was angry at myself for screwing up. So, we start off with, last time we ended off with Izuku, Izuku body flickering away with Bakugo, and they get to the same location as they were in canon when they were watching the All Might vs. All For One fight, and since the fight doesn't, let's say the fight still happens, and All Might is getting his ass kicked, and Izuku doesn't really care. He's just, watching this happen, and let's say, All Might, since he was struck by lightning, he's a bit weaker. Oh yeah, since he was struck with, Izuku's kidding, he's a bit weaker, so he's losing the fight, and Bakugo just says, I know you hate him, but you have to save him. And Izuku says, fine, and he body flickers over to where All For One is. All Might sees Izuku and is like, no, you can't fight him, he's too strong. And as soon as All For One sees Izuku, he's like, nope, I'm out. But before he can leave, he gets just like his head cut off completely, sliced completely clean off. It's just dropped on the floor. So everyone who's filming sees a kid with a mask. One of you said to have him wear the sort of Kakashi mask. Or, the Kakashi mask and the, headband to disguise the Rinnegan. So, I'm gonna do that. He has the mask underneath, and he puts on the Obito mask as his hero outfit, but he wears the Kakashi mask and the headband throughout the normal day. And he throughout UI High, he just has that on, and he has the headband over it, the headband over his left eye. Not his Rinnegan, his Rinne Sharingan. Okay. Well, it's slight, difference. It doesn't really matter, but it covers his Rinne Sharingan. People wonder why he has it covered, and since this happens, some people ask, why do you have a headband covering your eye? And Izuku says, it's none of your business. And the only people he tells is the other four who believed him. So Momo, Bakugo, Sue, and Kirishima. He tells them that he has something called the Rinne Sharingan, and it uses up energy when he uses it, so he covers it up so it doesn't use any of his energy, or his he just says his energy, but it's called he knows it's called chakra. He just doesn't say that because, well, he doesn't want to. He just says energy. So yeah, when he slices All For One's head off, the people on TV see a kid with the Obito mask on. He's got one red eye with three weird dots on them, and then the center dot being the his pupil, and his left eye being a purple eye with rings around it and 6 of the dots surrounding it. So, as I said before, Izuku's Sharingan ability is going to be, or Ren's Sharingan ability is going to be the object swap, like Sasuke's. So the news is filming this and asking, who's this kid? And after the fight, one of the news reporters tries to get up to Izuku and say, who are you, and like, what are you doing here? But before they can, Endeavor just steps in and says, it's too dangerous, you need to stand back. And they just film Izuku as leaves like start swirling around him, and it covers swirling around him as he disappears, as the leaves like just disband, and so it creates like a sort of mini tornado, kind of like Sasuke in the Chunin exams when he shows up to fight Gaara. So this happens, and it's filmed, and Bakugo sees this, all of Class 1A see this, and they're like shocked and like scared because Izuku just cut the head off of the number 1 villain, and he just disappeared, and it looked like he didn't even give, it didn't look like he it didn't look like he even gave 2 fucks, so, and like, he didn't even try, and Wolf 1 seems scared of him, like he knew him before. So when he gets back to UA, the dorms are put in, and Izuku, he's asked by everyone, like how he knew Wolf 1, and Izuku says, I went over to him and beat his ass, and I think I said that he told them something like that. No, he told Ida and Uraraka, I'm pretty sure. Those are the only ones he told. And so he tells them that he went over there one time and beat his ass, and they were like shocked and confused. Like, how did you get over there? How do you know where they were? And Izuku says, I put a teleportation, or I put a seal on them so I could basically teleport to them anytime I wanted. And they were thinking that, maybe he does have a teleportation quirk, but he needs to put something down on, or put like a mark or a seal, as he put it, down on something, because he said that, and it wasn't a teleportation quirk that he used in the, it wasn't a teleportation quirk that he used in the sports festival, because he didn't put any seals down anywhere, and so they believed that it was just his pure speed and strength alone that made it so he could, teleport, or look like he teleported. Well, he sort of is teleporting because he's going light speed. Anime spoilers if you haven't seen it that far ahead in Shippuden, they can go light speed. So Izuku just walks into the building, the building before everyone else, and when he gets in, he goes to his room. They want to have a room contest, and Izuku's like, no, you can't come in here. And they're like, why? And Izuku's just like, because I said so. And they're like, we're coming in anyway. And Izuku says, go ahead and try. And they try to get in, but Izuku's blocking the door, and he's using a jutsu. He's using the wood style jutsu and covering the door with like wood, or merging the wood of the door with the frame so it can't be pushed open and it becomes like a solid wall. And they're shocked at this as well. They're shocked at everything. And some of them like, I'm not shocked anymore. I've seen everything. I've seen him do everything. Let's just say, Bahio he's like, you damn nerd. And, oh no, he wasn't in the contest, wasn't he? Let's say he was for like the first couple rooms. He says, you damn nerd, open that, because he wanted to see Izuku's room. He said, damn nerd, open the door, and he exploded the wall, and it revealed his room. It's like a dark room. There were lights on, so it wasn't like Tokoyami's, but the walls were black, and everyone was wondering how he got black walls. And on the wall there were posters, and on those posters, or not posters, banners, and on the banners there were crests: the Uchiha crest, the Senju crest, the Uzumaki crest, were just on the wall. And everyone saw these crests, and they were like, what are you doing in, or Bakio asks, what are you doing in here, you damn nerd? Are you doing a ritual? And everyone just looks at Izuku and says, no, that's my no, those are my family's crests. And they were confused. He's like, you related to someone who's famous? And Izuku just says, was related to someone who was famous, or people who were famous, and they were like, who? And Izuku says, not many people you would know. And then freaking Ida just says, well, that defeats the entire purpose of them being famous. And and Izuku says, that's kind of true, but they were famous from another part of, they were famous from another part, and they were confused by what he meant by another part. And Izuku just says, just think of another country. And they were like, oh, okay. And so Izuku is just like kind of laughing because of Ida's remark, like, that defeats the entire purpose, because he was kind of right. It defeats the entire purpose of them being famous if no one knows them. So Izuku, he just says, alright, get out, and he creates wood style and blocks off and pushes them out of his room, by, doing this sort of thing Pixie Bob did, by pushing them out of the, pushing them off of the ledge. So he pushes them out the room with the sort of waves, and just uses Earth style again to block off the wall. And then they all just leave, and Izuku just goes to sleep. And then what's the next arc? I think it's it's the dude with the camera. It's the dude with the camera. He goes in, and he's inspecting on school life and like how everything's going. Then he's like, then he asks Izuku, are you almost successor? And Izuku says, he says, why the fuck would I be his successor? He sucks anyway. He's like the worst hero in the world anyway. And when he hears this, he's like, oh, so you're no successor? And Izuku says, no, go ask some random some random anime looking character. And and he's like, oh, okay. And a random person with an anime character looking face. And he's like, okay, and he walks off, and he sees a dude with like sort of yellowy white hair with an anime looking face. And he's like, is this the person? And yeah, I'm talking about Mario Togeto. Because, well, he and Nijire are, almost dating it. yeah, they're almost dating, and so he knows about Mario and how he's been, and he met him a few times, and he notices, oh, sorry about that, that's really ugly background noise. He notices that Mario has One For All, and One For All wants to go back to Izuku, and so he doesn't hang out with him that much anymore, because every time he goes near Mario, the quirk tries to go back to him, and it kind of like messes up, and Izuku says that his quirk was taken, or that he was the previous user of One For All, and All Might had taken it away from him, and it seems that it's trying to come back with me, so I don't think we can hang out that much, because it'll if you keep, plot armor, if I keep hanging out with you like a lot, then the quirk will eventually transfer over to me. I know it's not a thing, I'm just saying it is, for once again, plot armor. So Izuku is just is left the dorm after the camera dude left, and goes over to the third year dorms with Nejire, and sees Nejire Hado. Sees Nejire, and he's like, "Oh, Nejire, how you doing? How are you doing?" And Nejire says, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." And Izuku asks, "How are you setting in with the dorms?" And Nejire is just saying, "Oh, I'm doing fine. It's a bit, weird and different, but she can handle it." I'm going to be ending this series. Oh yeah, quick disclaimer: I'm going to be ending this series soon, because I don't want to get into the manga because of the manga spoilers. If you want me to, I'll reread it. I haven't read it in a long time, so I'll reread it, and I'll make the parts more parts with points saying manga spoilers. If you want me to. So Izuku is just hanging out with Nejire, and since it's after the the fight, Nejire asks if she can talk to Izuku in private, and Izuku says, yeah, sure. And Izuku's not wearing his Obito mask, and he walks, Nejire and Izuku walk to a private area, and Nejire says, I've been, having sort of feelings for you, and that sort of crap. I'm not good at this shit, so you get what you're given. And Izuku says, oh, okay. And Nejire says, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. And Izuku just pulls down his mask and kisses her. Yep. And Nejire also does this. And let's say Aizawa was, he was walking by with some lecture books and files and schedules of UA, and he was passing by the third year dorms to talk to some people, and let's say talk to Mario about the big three that happened in the anime, and then he leaves and he hears them do this, and he's just like, oh, I'm proud teacher, like Problem Child is doing good in life, and shit like that. And then he thinks to himself, hope Problem Child doesn't make child, that'd be problem. And yeah, I've stolen that line from someone. I know, I'm sorry. I forgot who it was. I think it was Vibe Kage Ivan. yeah, he, Vibe Kage Ivan, Lotus What If, and the Izukage, as well as, actually, yeah, I think that they're the main three that got me into making What Ifs, and I'd like to thank them. So, Aizawa is just like happy with a grin on his face. Zuko notices him because he heard him like walking by, and when they finished kissing, he used his shouting gun, and he saw him, Aizawa, like through the dark, sort of. I'll just say that he knows where he is. He knows he's there, and he knows that Aizawa is not going to tell anyone, and that he's just happy, and Izuku just keeps this to himself. So he goes back to his dorm, and then the next couple of days pass, and then Aizawa just informs about the what are they called? See, I called the other ones internships. I don't think they were the internships. I think these ones the internships. I don't really know. I'm just going to call them internships version 2. No, I searched it up. Alright. It literally took me 5 minutes to find out what it was called because none of the searches would come up with it. So, the word I was looking for was work study. So, Izuku fights, or he wants to fight, what's his name? Mario Togeda. He wants to fight him, and he doesn't, but he can't because of, well, what's happened with his quirk. Because what happens with his quirk is one for all, and it not being able to work, so he can't fight him, but he knows that Izuku's stronger than him, like, every way. The internship, he asks Mario himself instead of asking All Might, because he wouldn't do that, because he fucking hates him, and so he just goes directly to Mario, and Mario, he says, "Oh yeah, I do my work study under Sir Night. He's the pro hero, and as he's gonna say, the pro hero who does this and this." He says, "Oh yeah, I know him," and this starts telling him like he did this and that, and he worked with All Might, that scumbag. He worked with that one scumbag who I don't really want to mention the name of. And Mario knew who he's talking about, and he's like, wow, All Might really pissed him off. Mario says, "Oh, I'll try get him. I'll try get you to work, to do your work study under him." And Midori's like, "Oh, thank you." Then he leaves. He bumps into Nijire, and Nijire's like, "Oh, where you've been? Oh, where have you been?" And Naruto says, "Fuck, not Naruto." Izuku says, I've been talking to Mario, and he's trying to get me, and I asked him if he could help me work study and do my work study under Sonaidai." And Nijire's like, "Oh, did it work?" And Izuku's like, "Yeah, he's trying to get me to work study under him, and he'll like contact him. He said that he'll contact him." And Ninja's like, "Oh, okay, good luck. I hope you get in." Then Night Eye just says, "Oh yeah, bring him in. I wanna see him for myself, see how strong he is." And so they go in. Miro's like, "Make him laugh," And Izuku's like, I don't think they'll be hard to do. And Mario's like, oh, it's probably going to be quite hard. And Izuku says, alright, I like challenges. He gets in and, yeah, Izuku just sits down, and Naito's like, alright, so, why do you think I should, let you work study underneath me? And Izuku says, why should you? And Naito's like, what do you mean, why should I? And then Izuku's like, why should I, what should I, why? Well, no, why should I what? And, and Naito's like, confused at these, like, why should I, what should I, why? And, Izuku says, why? And, I don't know, I'm just making this shit up off the top of my head. Yeah, none of my videos are scripted, by the way. So, I'm just gonna say he makes him laugh. Just get rid of all that. I don't fucking know what I was talking about. He makes him laugh, and, he's like, oh, okay, I see you have a great sense of humor. That was not fucking great, though. Just ignore it completely. It fucking sucked. It was absolutely awful. Like, suck a dick. Yeah. So, Izuku is just asking, or just, Night Eye is just saying, oh, yeah, okay, well, you can come in, or, you can work study underneath me. Then the day ends, he texts Nedre and says, oh, I, got in, fuck, I missed the, what's it called, the hero license exam. Okay, hero license exam, flashback. Izuku is, in his group of, students, and the people from Shiketsu are like, who are these people, or who are these weaklings? And then they see Izuku like, oh, fuck, never mind, who are these people? And, and then they just walk off, and the same happens with the third school, with the school with Miss Stroke, and they're like, the guy asks, oh, I think I know you. You're the guy who I saw in the sports festival. It's nice to see you, or nice to meet you. You're quite strong. And then he looks at him again. Then he realizes he looks exactly like the person who just sliced the number one villain's head off. And then he also just walks away. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, great meeting you, bye. And it just happens again one more time with a different school, and then they start the license exam, and it's they're grouped up, and they're explaining the rules, and Izuku is with the other four, and that's how they're grouped with. The others want to try join them, but Izuku just says, if you're only here to make so that I'll be your friend again, then you can leave. I'm not going to be your friend again after what you've done. There's a chance, but there's like a very slim chance that I'll forgive you, but that still doesn't mean I'll be your friend, like Ida. And they're like Ida, what do you mean? And Izuku just says, I forgave him, but I'm not his friend. He's just a classmate to me. And they're like, oh, what did he do? And Izuku says, he did what you guys did not. And he just walks off with the other four, or trailing behind them. Ida wanted to go with him, but he knew that he wasn't. He knew that if he did, well, Izuku wouldn't like that, and it would look like he's just trying to be his friend or just piggyback off him because he knows he's strong. So Ida just goes by himself, and then the walls drop and they start running. It's the group of five, and immediately everyone except for the group of five gets like almost destroyed. Like they all have like 1 or 2 targets left. So like half of the class has 1 target left, and the other 4 have 2 targets left, and Ida is just running around the balls and dodging, and the other 5 have already passed, and they're like, oh, pardon me, swallowed the wrong way. The proctor's like, oh, we've got 5 students already who've already passed already, or have passed already, and everyone's like, everyone in class 20 are like, I know who they are, and Ida, he manages to get his points right after the whirlwind dude, because he's been training a lot more so that he could try and be a rival against Izuku, even though it's not going to happen. He wants to at least try, show him that he's trying to earn his trust again and be his friend. Uchago's still a hoe. Oh, I want him all to myself. Little does she know, he is already with Nejiro Hado. So that basically happens, and they barely pass. They barely pass the exam, except for the other 5. They instantly win, and they instantly win, and not win. They instantly get in, and the others barely pass. So you have 14 piss students, 1 neutral one, and 5 who don't give a fuck. Izuku is, one who's just ignoring everyone, and the other 5 who are just not giving a fuck. Then the next exam happens, and Izuku and the other 4, they said, okay, we split up. I'll go alone. That's what Izuku says. Momo, you go with it's a Momo goes with, no, not like Sue. Momo goes with Sue and go to the water one because they'll be most efficient, and Bakugo go into the city area with Kirishima, and they go, and Izuku is like absolutely owning. He's got full 100 points so far. He's like, he's asking kids if they're kids in elderly and like normal people who have been trapped under rubble. Hey, are you okay? Do you have any like injured part? Are you injured anywhere? Does it hurt anywhere? Or do you have any broken bones in your body? Or do you have any broken bones in your body? They don't take any points off him, and he's just absolutely destroying everyone. And then Gang Orca comes, and Izuku just says multi-shadow clone jutsu, and like 500 clones come, save everyone at once, get them to the front, but right before they reach the front, Izuku just knocks out Gang Orca with a single punch, and everyone's like looking at Izuku, and they're like, damn, I knew you beat the number 1 villain, but still, you you didn't have to do that. We know you're strong. And so the Shadow Clones get everyone, bring them back to the thingamajiggy, the start, and put them down, and then like the horn goes off, the ringing, and the exam's over. Then has a scoreboard, and let's just say that there's a board with people who've got full 100 points, and there's only one name on it. Actually, no, there's two names on it. Momo and Izuku, because Izuku got full marks, and Momo is just that nice of a person, and she's that smart, so she knows that if you do something wrong, even by talking, then they'll deduct points. So that happens, and they're the only ones with full 100 marks. And everyone in Class 1A, everyone barely passes. Bakugo passes, and Todoroki doesn't. Let's say Hochako doesn't, because fuck her. Completely, I hate her, so much. Fucking hell. So, they all pass, except for those two. So, swap Uraraka and Bakugo around, and that's what you get. Because, let's just say she used a quirk, vomited, and then dropped the rubble on top of someone. And then she got, negative 500,000 points, because I am going to slap that bitch. And when she saw that she was, got negative 500,000 points, I'm kidding, when she got 0 points because of what happened, she was like, no, I can't have my Izuku-kun, or shit like that. Now I can't have my Izuku, or, yeah, all around me, or and she's just looking at Izuku and quite sad and I wanted you all to myself, but that's never gonna happen, and shit like that. Izuku's just paying no mind to her, or she's just looking at him straight at him and no, I can't have him, and shit like that. And once again, little did she know, Nijire ex Izuku. So we go back, flash present. It's the equivalent of the time you'd be at now. So go back to original time, and Izuku is going out on his first patrol with Mirio, and Eri runs into him, actually. Eri runs into Izuku. Izuku's wearing his hair costume, so he's wearing the mask, and she looks at him, and a bit scared of him, but then she looks back and sees, or knows that, what's his name? Overhaul is coming, and Izuku pulls up his mask, pulls up his mask, looks at her with the headband over his left eye, and the Kakashi mask covering his mouth and nose. God, that's so weird. And he's like, oh, are you okay? You need any help? And, Eri just says, please help me. And as soon as she says that, Izuku knows what's happening. He body flickers away, he creates a shadow clone, gives her to the shadow clone, and the shadow clone body flickers away. And when the shadow clone appears, he puts her down and says, don't worry, you'll be safe here. And this is in UA, and the real Izuku, he's just waiting. He puts his mask back down, activates his Sharingan, and then he sees Overhaul with his Sharingan, sees him approaching, and he body flickers right next to him, smacks him in the face, goes flying into a wall, and gets knocked out. Izuku, he looks at him, and he's like, Mirio, it's Kaichiseki. And Mirio's like, what? And notices, yeah, I knocked him out. He'll be out for about a day. Mirio's just says, hold on, I'll be there. And Izuku says, wait, no, remember, you can't be too close to me. And then he says, I'll come back out. I'll come back out and, tell you what's happened. Because Mario was like a couple of meters away from Izuku, because Izuku told him that if he gets too close, then what will happen, and he agrees. So, Izuku body flickers with Chisaki away to, Nido's agency, and says, and leaves him with, next to, Nido, and said, hey, I got the guy you were looking for, and, when, what's his name? Night Eye sees this, or hears this, and sees this, he's shocked. He's like, how'd you get him? And Izuku says, I knocked him out, and he's, and Night Eye's like, thanks for the amusing answer, but, seriously, how did you? And Izuku says, I slapped him across the face and he went flying into a wall, then got knocked out for about, he got knocked out, and, or, no, he doesn't say he slapped him, he says he bitch slapped him, and Nano just looks at him and is like, okay, how strong are your slaps? And Izuku's just like, you want to find out? And Nano's like, oh, no, I'm fine, thanks for that other amusing answer, and, Izuku's just like, alright, what do I do now? And, he just says, well, is there anything else that you found out, or, done, with whatever? And Izuku just says, oh yeah, he cancels his Shadow Clone, and he gets the, information of where the Shadow Clone body flickered to. He body flickers to that location, and then he grabs Eri and says, hey, don't worry, you'll be safe with me. You'll, be with all the heroes. The heroes will try to protect you and save you, and, whatever. Eri starts to activate her quirk, and Izuku just puts her in a genjutsu, and she passes out, and he uses his Sharingan, puts her in a genjutsu, and she passes out, and then he picks her up, teleports to, well, not teleports, he body flickers to Night Eye, and, well, not Night Eye, let's say he uses the Flying Raijin technique because it's quite far away. He Flying Raijin with Chisaki, he Flying Raijins to Night Eye with Chisaki, drops him off, Flying Raijins to, his Shadow Clone, and then he Flying Raijins back to, Night Eye with Eri, and he says, I got this girl. She was running away from Chisaki, and I think that maybe he did something to her that made her scared or something like that. And Naruto says, good job, and stuff like that. And Naruto says, I guess, what do you do with it? What do we do with her now? And Izuku says, I guess I'll bring her to UA. Her quirk is, from the looks of it, her quirk is quite dangerous, so it needs to be trained. And Naito says, what's her quirk? And Izuku says, I'm not sure, but when I used my, when I looked at her with my eyes, and, then I saw a sort of energy that was sort of dangerous, and it looked like it could take things back, like it could take things back. And Naina's like, what do you mean take things back? And Izuku says, well, it looked like that energy could rewind time. And Naina, when he hears this, he's like shocked, and he's like, that's is that even possible? And Izuku says, I'm not sure. And then Naina says, by the way, what do you mean by your eyes? And then he activates his Sharingan, and then he shows his Renegan with by lifting up the Leaf Shinobi headband. It's gonna be Leaf Shinobi. Unless you want it to be something else, like something made up. Maybe the village hidden in the hood. I don't know, just fucking pick something. I don't give a shit. It could be anything. But for now, I'm gonna say the Leaf Shinobi headband. So he lifts up the headband, and it shows the Rinnegan with 6 Tomoe, and the Sharingan has 3, and then it spins around and morphs into the Mangekyo Sharingan. It morphs into the Mangekyo Sharingan, and let's just say it. Since his Rinnegan ability is Sasuke's Rinnegan ability, I'm just gonna say it looks like Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan. So it's his eternal one, because Zuko has the eternal because of a mix between Madara, when he got Indra's Sharingan, it was the Mangekyo, because Indra had the Mangekyo, and then when he got Madara's, it turned into the eternal Mangekyo, because it was 2 separate eyes, and so he has the eternal Mangekyo. Then he got another layer upon that, so now his eyes don't hurt at all whenever he uses it. I'm just gonna say shit like that. It doesn't really matter, because it's quite irrelevant. So Zuko just says, Naito's like, what are those? And Zuko just explains that this is the Sharingan, and he shows the 3 Tomoe version, and he says, this is the 3rd state. The 1st and 2nd state have 1 and 2 dots in them called Tomoe, but this one has 3, so it's its 3rd stage. It has a secretive 4th stage and the eternal 5th stage. And then he shows the normal Mangekyo Sharingan, so like Sasuke's normal Mangekyo Sharingan. Then when he says eternal, it's his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And then he says this is a Rinnegan. It's got 6 different abilities, the 6 passive pain and things like that. So he can sort of push things out, pull them in, summon different beasts, and things like that. So Night is shocked. He's like, how many quirks do you have? And Zuko says, I'm quirkless. This is just an ability that I gained from people I trust, and people and friends I trust. And Night is like, how do they give it to you? And Zuko just says, that's a secret, and don't even try looking in my past, because it won't work. And Naito's like, what do you mean? What do you mean it won't work? And Zuko says, I can make it so that you see different things when you look into my past. So he asks, fuck, I had a mind blank for a second. He asks Night to test his foresight his foresight. Let's just say it has an ability to look back, so it's pre-sight, pre-sight. So he looks back in time and tries to see Izuku in a certain time, and it's Izuku pulling the finger in front of a mirror, and it's basically him seeing himself pulling the finger at himself. And Night is just like, what did you do? Like, why did you do? That Zuko just says, yeah, fuck you, Night. And no, he doesn't say that because he wants to be nice. He's like, he doesn't pull the finger at him. He just waves and says, hey, Night. And Night shocked. He's like, how did you know I was gonna look in the future? Do you also have a sort of future sight? Zuko says, no, because I used my eyes to put you in something called a genjutsu, and it affects what you see, and it affects your senses of what you see, taste, hear, smell, and feel. So, then Izuku says, do it again, but go to the exact same point. And he goes to the exact same point, and it's just him looking at looking in the mirror, putting his headband and his mask on, and Night-Eye notices that it's clearly different, and Izuku, he asks Izuku what that ability is called again, and Izuku says Genjutsu, and he says that's a weird name, but all right. Is there anything else it can do? And Izuku says, oh, it can put people to sleep. I can put people to sleep, and Night-Eye is just like, oh, all right, okay, that's quite useful as well. And so, Night-Eye is basically complimenting like Izuku's abilities. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay. Anyway, where was I? So I'm gonna go for like a minute longer. So he's going to Night-Eye and saying things about what he can do. He can use something. He can use different elements like he saw in the sports festival. And Night-Eye is looking at him and he's like, how many abilities do you have? And Izuku says, too many to count. And you know, no, Night-Eye. Fuck, I almost called him Foresight. What the fuck? So, Night-Eye knows what, Izuku can do now. And he basically, leaves, and he goes to Nejire, he goes to Nejire, and Nejire is like, oh, how'd your first day go? And Izuku just says, oh, well, it went fine. He took down a major drug dealing mob leader, cool, and his name was Kaichisaki, and Nejire's like, you what? And Izuku says, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, it's dangerous, I get it. And Nejire's like, congratulations, and Izuku's like, oh, that's what you meant. And Nejire says, yeah, what did you think I meant? And not Naruto, Izuku's singing and said, I thought she'd freak out like I did something really dangerous. And Izuku just says, nothing at all. And so, Izuku's like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? And she's like, sure. Where do you want to go? And Izuku says, oh, I know this really good, barbecue restaurant. And, Nijire's like, what's with you and barbecue? And Naruto says, Izuku says, oh, nothing, I just really like it. And Nijire's alright. They ask, Aizawa, and Nejire asks her teacher if they can go to, go out and get something to eat. And they're like, oh, you guys been dating? And Aizawa's, they just say no. And then Aizawa just spills the beans to her teacher, saying like, oh yeah, I overheard them. Just don't say I said anything, because they'll get mad at me. Izuku already knows that Aizawa's gonna say, but he doesn't really mind. So they go out, get some barbecue, take leftovers again, and, well, yeah. Okay, this is going to be the end of the video, but don't leave, please. Okay, remember, the challenge, 100 subs by the 20th, and I'll sing a song, upload to YouTube, you guys get to pick the song. Alright, that's the end of me. I'll see you guys later.